All right, round 2. We have the choice. We'll play first. I'm gonna keep this hand. Thing is, although double epiphany is kind of awkward, but we do have the blessed spirits. We're basically just a blue mana from playing some good spells here, so it seems worth it. Although, no, I think it's fine. There's quite a few things we can draw that make this hand pretty good. I mean, besides the obvious blue mana, we even have the colorless 1-drops and some white 2-drops. So there actually is just plenty of things that this hand can draw that is very good. Malachor Cullblade. All right. Watercourser's good. All right, bit of a miss there. Could have kept it back to block the Malachor Cullblade, but I don't love that. I wouldn't mind so much if he pumped Watercourser a couple times. At least I don't think he would have a very good follow-up play. Could have another 2-drop, though. Or not. Alright, Cleric works. So we're going to keep swinging. My thinking is, if I can get a blue mana, I can start to tempo. He can still swing with Watercourser, but now at least I keep the Cullblade at bay. And I gain some life there, which is certainly not insignificant. Well, it looks like he's got a 5-drop. What do we got? Dark Petition. Ooh, card's good. Actually, it's not very good, but it's good when you have 5 mana and your opponent's not really pressuring you. So, would like to rip a blue mana. Fortunately, did not happen, but that's okay. So, now we'll just swing in for 4 here. And I'm hoping it's just a big creature, and then I rip a blue mana and I can just Void Mage it. Well, it's not too intimidating. So you got 2 assassins? Huh. It's kind of funny. Alright, guess we play a patron and keep the cleric back. So he's got Unholy Hunger mana. I think I'm just going to swing with Patron. Probably kill it, and then I bounce Cullblade, so it's not a 3/3. Nivix Barrier. Well, it's not what I was expecting. So, I guess I can bounce Water Courser now too, since it's kind of an awkward block. Alright. Not sure what he found with Dark Petition. It's kind of scary. But yeah, like I said, Water Courser's a bad block for us. At least we can technically block his ground guys here. Unless he has a removal spell. But I felt like if he had a removal spell, that would have been a pretty good opportunity to use it. I think we can... Oh, I see, but his Cullblade gets bigger. That's awkward. Well, I think we block anyway. Even though his Cullblade gets bigger, we could rip another blue and play Claustrophobia. If we don't rip a blue, I can block it with Patron. The problem is our 2/2s weren't doing much there. Could also rip another Void Mage. Alright, it seems like this has got to be what he Dark Petitioned. Scab Goliath, that could be. Alright, did rip the blue. So I guess I have to Claustrophobia big man. And I think I have to offer the trade with the... Like... I'm trying to think if there's any way I can do this a different way. Like if I swing for 4, I take him to 8. He swings back for 4, I go to 3. He plays a Water Courser, at least. I probably have to offer the trade, I think. And try and capitalize off this Disciple. Alright. So, now I wish I had attacked, but I think he might have just drawn the flesh bag. We're going to play Epiphany first. I just want to see what I get. Scab to chump there. No, I think we're just dead. I can't think of anything that could stop 3 creatures that are all lethal. Okay, so let's see what we can do in game 2 here. Maritime Guard, probably not. Although it blocks a Shambling Ghoul better, I guess. Maybe I swap a Construct for a Maritime Guard. I feel like that's okay, I guess. Yeah, actually, he's running multiple Assassins. We want Maritime Guard. think that's it. Let's try it again. All right, we'll play first. Yeah, we can keep this. This hand's fine. Don't exactly have an artifact for Epiphany, but I think that's all right. All right, Harbinger. Probably casting Epiphany on turn 3, but maybe we find an enchantment. Or a artifact, rather. Well, there is an artifact. Now that's a debate. What would I discard to Epiphany? I'd probably discard the Mighty Leap. So maybe I probably do end up just casting the Epiphany, despite losing out on a card. I think it's ultimately worth it. It also gives me some Disciple of the Ring ammo. And I feel like my mana is going to be relatively busy. I also really just want to hit my mana drop. Yeah. So let's discard, I think, Mighty Leap, and then we get to play an Automaton. Oops. Next turn we can play the Disciple of the Ring, which is pretty good too. Alright, it's pretty acceptable. I think if I were him, I'd rather keep the Eyeblight Assassin. Even though this has one more power, being able to get in for 2 that turn, I feel like is more beneficial. But I don't know for sure. So we'll just drop the Mythic, make him do something about that. Would like to be able to leave up mana, because the counter-target non-creature spell is pretty awesome. Although, I'm trying to think of all the non-creature spells we saw out of our opponent so far. I'm not exactly sure. Alright. Guess I'll assume he's got the Assassin. That would also explain why he played the first one out right away. Assassin's typically something you want to hold, but if you have a second one, I think you're probably a lot more incentivized to use it. I maybe just wanted to play Disciple next turn, but actually, this is fine. Disciple's still going to be kicking it freestyle. Well, it's Epiphany. Okay. It's not bad. So let's play a land, and let's play Clear the Forward Order. That way I can leave up a counterspell effect, which is presumably good against a blue-black deck. We do have plenty of Disciple ammo in Graveyard, which is nice. I actually don't mind making this trade either, if my opponent wants. Looks like they don't want, though. Ooh, Hixus. That's a good one. Alright, let's get in with Cleric. I'll offer the trade. I kind of want him to just play a Scab Goliath, so then I can Harbinger it when it attacks and just eat up a lot of tempo, basically. Alright, so now we'll play Blessed Spirits and pass. Could have just left up Hixus and all of Disciple's goodness. But it's a lot of cards in hand for not having a play. I probably am just going to bust out a Hixus, I guess. The end of my opponent's turn. At this point, getting a 4/4 beater seems pretty justified. Especially with the Rogue's Passage out. Yeah, I mean, now we've just got a wall of counter spells. My opponent's got to get through here. So I can make something cost 6 more. Which means technically I still can counter a Languish. Okay. So blue-black must have just had a grip full of lands there, I'm guessing, right? Multiple Eye Blight Assassins. Fleshbag, Marauder. Maybe I want a Dismissal against him? What's the expensive stuff we saw our opponent cast? A Scab Goliath. I mean, what am I taking out for the Dismissal? I kind of don't want to cut any artifacts because I already kind of struggled to... In fact, both of my Epiphanies made me discard there. Not that they were bad. They actually played just fine. I could run Dismissal over Mighty Leap. That's actually okay with me. Just as like a counterspell. It just feels like counterspell against blue-black is good most of the time, right? Probably. Probably better than Mighty Leap most of the time, I would think. Okay. Ascetic can take out Weight of the Underworld, but I don't think I care enough about that. Let's just try this again. Yeah, Sand's just fine. Get to go Cleric into Maritime Guard, which admittedly is not incredible, but also not bad. And Epiphany seems fine here, even if I have to discard. I've got excess lands at the moment, so I can afford to discard a Plains. Still have double white. Cullblade, okay. Missed the land drop there. I kind of want to cast Epiphany here rather than a Maritime Guard. I just want to be able to make plays next turn, and ditching a plane seems simple enough. I could just play a Maritime Guard, but I'd rather actually cast Epiphany. Make sure we've got some... Just getting a 1/3 out doesn't seem beneficial enough at the moment. It just seems like a good opportunity to cast Epiphany. And like I said, ditching a land at this point is just so irrelevant. Oh, wasn't expecting that. All right, well, I get to leave up dismissal, I guess, which is good. Next turn I can cast Maritime Guard and leave up dismissal. Don't have spell mastery, but that's okay. Yeah, it seems pretty good. So let's see. Got 2 cards in the yard, so technically I can block Water Courser, pump Disciple. Even if he has Eye Blight Assassin, I can pump again. Seems correct. I think this is probably the worst thing my opponent could have done for themselves. Prompts a concession. Well, you know what? Concession I will take. All right, we'll see you in round 3.